Welcome back, ladies and gents, boys and girls, to the StarLadder CIS RMR closed qualifiers. My name's Cody Cast. This is Sir Danny. First map over and done with already in our first best of three, Danny. Yeah, bit of a one-sided affair, I would argue. Nemiga, of course, we were mentioning in the pre-game, we weren't expecting them to be as good as they were on this map, considering their previous win rate being over 27%. But it just seems like Marlian didn't really turn up after those first, what was it, like 3 or 4 rounds. They kind of just fell off a cliff.
Definitely felt like it, that's for sure. Ex-Marlian, it felt like they somewhat ran out of steam or just didn't have the, the perseverance. I guess that's maybe also one of the words we could use, because initially they were looking really solid, some aggressive play, some really good opening frags as well, which was quite surprising from the ex-Marlian roster. But at the very end, I mean, once that double op setup comes out on the side of Nemiga, it feels like it's almost an impenetrable fortress in that sense. The players of ex-Marlian have a really difficult time dealing with the defensive maneuvers of Nemiga, and you know what, at the very end they also decide, let's sprinkle in some offensive maneuvers as well, and that's when the 11-4 scoreline goes the way of Nemiga. But now it's a whole different story. It's the map of Mirage here, folks, and it's going to be Nemiga, the ones doing the offensive maneuvers. Owner early on, early push, and early frag.
Yeah, nice opening there. Native going to be holding from ticket right now, looking for a couple of heads of the Nemiga players, but nothing to find as of yet. Nikita has to fall back as the smoke plumes. Wrinkle picking up one in the former box there as well. The star player of that first map in the former box getting taken down without any real chance to shine so far on this map. Bomb is going to get dropped inside a palace as they rotate a player back through. Disbalance looking for a couple of heads, with Jo finding one inside a mid. It's 3 versus 2. Well, make that a 2 versus 2 now, as Jo's leveled the playing field. This could be a turning point here for Nemiga.
Oh, I disbalanced though. He's not aware of the player's positioning, and Owner's going to secure that one. Ace. Jo, nice attempt, but yeah, no ace for him. It's going to be ex-Marlian picking up the very first pistol round here in Mirage. I'd say a round of great importance, considering that on a map like this too, they barely picked up any rounds at that second half. They at least have a good start here. The pistol round goes their way, but as we're going to see on the side of Nemiga, simple eco though. So for ex-Marlian, this is a great opportunity to rack up that second round as well.
Yeah, first pistol round they've won in this best of 3 so far, losing both of them on Dust 2. And maybe this gives them the opportunity. We haven't seen them many times in this kind of driving seat where they have the weapons their opponents do not. Nemiga going to be down on the essentially sort of force buy when it comes down to these pistols. Not as aggressive as the force buy could have been though. Not seeing any scouts, not seeing many deagles other than that one. Disbalance is going to be able to find that kill onto Owner quite early on into the round, but since then, it slowed down for the T side. There's many opportunities that have presented themselves, and Wrinkle just running one tap. That's all that's needed. A much better start for him this time round. The CTs on ex-Marlian are up to 2.
Not too shabby, but now it's time to pull out the big guns if you're Nemiga. There we go. The AK-47's at play. Also quite a lot of utility. Plenty enough. Try and get some mid control, which on a map like Mirage is of great importance. That's the one thing you want to do if you're the terrorist. Early on, try to acquire the mid presence, and that smoke grenade should be forcing Wrinkle out of position, but still going to go for a bit of a spray as Box getting dangerously close towards connector, but look how close he's got it. 1 minute 40. Looks like Nemiga could just keep up the pace right now. They already have the initial frag, and now it's time to look for more. Owner, though, is flushed out, and Wrinkle, nice attempt, getting himself to 2. There's Lollipop with the response, and now I disbalance on the site, but Krifta. MP9, though, still inflict a lot of damage. That's the kill.
Oh, this is actually pretty brutal on that nade. Oh, Lollipop just doesn't swing. It's going to need to be a single bullet from Krifta, but he's not going to be able to hit it. Lollipop, somehow, counting his blessings, he's been able to secure that round. It was a little bit rough towards the tail end there, but look at this from Wrinkle. Finds that opener, the flashing there, which is perfection from Nikita to be able to take down those 2 additional pushing players from ramp. Looks like a timeout's been called, and it's likely going to be a tactical one from Marlian.
Yeah, but it looks of things definitely makes sense to go for that tactical timeout, especially right now if you're a team like ex-Marlian. Sure, if you end up losing this one best of three, you still have that opportunity to bounce back. That is for certain. So the problem is, this is your only chance here, really. If you fail here in Mirage, it's going to be the end here of the best of three. So if you're a team like ex-Marlian, you got to make sure that you are in a position to pick up as many rounds as possible. And perhaps the one good thing you can do for ex-Marlian is go for the timeouts. Once you realize things are going south, you're going to be taking that timeout, having that necessary discussion to make sure the mistakes of Dust 2 are not repeated.
Well, already Marlian are in the driver's seat here. Of course, we've seen that retaliation there from Nemiga, but still a lot left to be desired. It's almost certainly going to be a level playing field after this round as we see the buy from the ex-Marlian squad. Definitely not great. It's USPs on 2, Deagles on 2, and Native decided, you know what, I don't like money. I'm going to throw it at the arms dealer and pick up myself a FAMAS, some form of fully automatic weapon in this round. JO now with the smoke to be able to block off Sniper's Nest, and still no response from the CT side and ex-Marlian. They are just playing it quite slow right now. They know that they do not have the weapon advantage at this point, and they can't really afford to go for these super early, super aggressive peaks. They need to wait for something to happen on one of these sites, and well, they found something. Native taken down by the T's. There goes your rifle in the round. Lovely little 1D there from Nikita to be able to take down Lollipop. And now a bit of a rotate all the way around. Back from mid. Potentially out CT, but no, they're setting up for a save here. This is a bold call, I would argue. There's not really much committed in this round, Danny. Is this just to not give them any form of additional money, do you think? I think that's surely all it is, right?
Yeah, it has to be. Because you can definitely go for, the potential exit frags if you're a squad like ex-Marlian, at least set up the 2 players at one choke point, and maybe you could recover an AK-47. But in this case, I guess it also comes down to that, okay, we just don't want to die in vain. If we don't recover any of the rifles, if all 4 of our members end up dying, that's going to be $1,200 to our opponents. That's something we want to avoid, and we're also not sure whether they have some SMGs on their side. If there are SMGs, suddenly that could be even more money going in the way of Nemiga. So definitely a smart play. And I mean, this is the one great thing right now. Obviously, some people still not really aware of it, that, if you take a look at CIS Counter-Strike, it's really not that, maybe stupid isn't the right word, but somewhat ballsy Counter-Strike coming in at play, right?
It's not
right
puggy.
now. Yeah, it's not puggy, right? CIS Counter-Strike has become a lot more tactical in recent months.
See if they're going to be able to continue that tacticalness. Wrinkle, probably not the best example of being tactical, instead just running into the crossfire and actually finding an opening kill with the York. Take some damage in the process. Native, now I like this angle here. Holding on default, just with a deagle, waiting for someone to peek into his line of sight. Ripped up. He was really, really thinking about peeking that then, but changed his mind. Native does find Lollipop, though. There is the staple player on that A site, finding the kill. Now the final 2 players for Nemiga are completely split at this point. Crypta out of the round. Well, sorry, Crypta taking Jo out of the round. Box picking up 1, and they're looking to hopefully save that up. Yeah, they do just get it in time. It's a 3rd round for Marlian. A much, much better start on this second map.
And a lot of individual frags that simply just go the way of ex-Marlian. As we saw right there, early on, one of the players falls in the B apartments. But we also saw just some of the other members of Nemiga trying to go for what seemed like individual duels. They end up losing it to ex-Marlian, and you have to wonder, what are the guys from ex-Marlian have managed to bounce back mentally, in that sense that they finally do not fear the side of Nemiga as much as they may have done so in the first map. Box, though, look at the positioning as well. Ooh,
that's your teammate, Box. Come on.
I gotta be careful about those shots there, Box, but at least mid-control. Mid-control goes the way of Nemiga.
Playing a little bit jumpy, a little bit scared, I would say. Just expecting people to be in positions that Or simply they aren't. Seeing your teammate and thinking, person. Spray a couple of bullets into them, but of course it doesn't do too much, all things considered. So time is ticking down, though. Only 1 minute and 5 remaining on the clock. Nemiga seems to have committed here to this A site. Utility is available. Only 1 smoke, though, in the form of Jo. Plenty of flashes, though. There's 4 of them available, along with Molotov as well. Here comes the smoke. Here comes the flashes. No one's yet to peek, though. This is still 5 versus 5, and the weapon advantage is heavily in the CT favor at this point. Native finds one in the form of disbalance, and I wonder if MDS's head was just spotted out. Native thinking about peeking. Instead, it's going to be Owner who finds the kill. Box one of his own as well. The swing there from Jo. Native has to know that he's around this corner, or he's given up his position as the bomb gets planted on triple. Bomb is down, but now a 2 versus 4. Retake situation is going to be quite hard for the CTs. Maybe they've been practicing. Lollipop finds 2. Box picks up 1 as well. Wrinkle now brings us down to a 1 versus 1. Smoke going to go down to be able to block Connector. Is he going to be able to spot the header Box? I don't think so. Just going to hold it. Flashes it as well. Box continues the spam. Is he going to continue actually shooting here? No, he's not. He just stops. Thinks that it's going to be a fake, and it's not. Wrinkle goes to show. Pros don't fake, ensures there's a 4th round for Marlian.
And a good round as well. Just look at the positioning that we saw from ex-Marlian. It wasn't just, okay, bomb goes down, let's just all push on the side. We could just eliminate these guys from Nemiga. That was some really thorough approach from Marlian, but still Nemiga managing to hold on for as long as they did. Lollipop definitely having a good showing there as well, trying to keep up the pace, trying to hold down the potential retake from ex-Marlian, but still not enough. Nemiga going to take the tactical timeout. That's the one thing you probably don't really expect from the side of Nemiga, especially considering how early it is. Sure, they may have lost just a few rounds. The scoreline is 4-2, but you can see that just like ex-Marlian, they're going to take every opportunity they can to have that necessary discussion, right?
Yeah, just not wanting to let these last couple of rounds really affect them. I think that's the main thing, because of course, that previous round, if you remember, there was only 2 rifles brought up by Nemiga. That was on disbalance, and I believe Jo. Of course, in this round, we can see that there were 3 rifles purchased, 1 on Box, 1 on MDS, 1 on Lollipop, the players who didn't force into the previous. And that does now allow well, it's a buy. Is it the best buy? Probably not. Wrinkle going aggressive once again. Somehow that's not a kill. Connects onto Lollipop's legs, even though you can only see his chest. But sure, you know what? We're not going to question it. It's CS:GO. Wrinkle going to be holding the angle just above that Molotov, waiting for it to fade. And Jo, caught between a rock and a hard place right now. But Wrinkle, aggressive in his approach with the AWP. Falls back onto the site. Knows when he's got all he needs to find. Doesn't need to play that aggressive any longer. Falls back onto the site. Is still thinking about these early peaks, and I'm not a fan of it. It's gonna eventually bite you in the ass. Be careful. 5 versus 4 though, 1 minute on the clock. Nemiga seem pretty set in their ways to approach this B bomb site. No frags gained yet.
Yeah, perhaps. Wrinkle looks like he still might want to try and go for some of those early engagements. Perhaps he does not have a regular ass. Perhaps it is one made of steel, the finest metal. And in the case of 35 seconds, well, let's see if he can hold this one off, because Nemiga, they're entering the side, but it's MDS. Perfect frag, Box from short, and there we go. Nemiga have done it. They have taken over control of the B-bomb side, but there's still a few players remaining on the extremities. We are going to see the players of ex-Marlian attempting the retake. It's no easy task, but they want to go for this one. Nikita and Native need to be the first players in, looking for the engagements. It's going to be Lollipop getting his. And you have to wonder whether they will move in. Good shot from Native, but still not enough to go for the retake.
Yeah, that was really unfortunate from Nikita there. He swung wide, checked every angle but the one that they were holding on short. Shot there from Native does actually connect onto MDS. Even if he doesn't get a kill, I think the bomb might take him down if he's not quick. Nah, I think he's safe now. He is just safe enough. Nemiga do secure that round, but Marlian make it expensive for their opponents.
Look how close this is getting as well. I mean, sure, early days in Mirage, but it is a competitive first half, that is for sure. Nemiga finding a lot of success entering the bomb site, which was also very surprising because I looked at the ex-Marlian setup and I thought at least 1 or 2 kills should go the way of the CTs, but actually no, Nemiga smite their opponents. Beautiful way to kick things off, and ex-Marlian, we might even see some early aggression here towards the ramp. I mean, definitely ramp control is part of the agenda, but we're not seeing anything towards middle. In fact, even Nemiga being very careful of this position, perhaps expecting some aggressive plays or some more aggressive maneuvers from ex-Marlian.
I mean, it seems to be working for these last few rounds, so I can understand why Nemiga are being a little bit cautious, a little bit more cautious than what we've seen in the past. However, this is great short presence. Just going to be waiting for this push, and there's the Deagle. In the hands of Curve, finding that opening kill, looking for a second as well. Jo out of the round, MDS picking up Nikita as well, and well, there goes your B site hold. The 3 rifles on ex-Marlian. Not in a position to be able to help out, really. Most likely just going to be holding, waiting to see if they can find a couple of exit kills. Owner, bit of an off angle. But I think that's as aggressive as we're going to see from the CTs. It's a 4-4 scoreline off the back of this, but there's still weapons in the hands of these CTs coming into round number 9. It's going to be quite a close one. Nemiga looking to continue bolstering their economy. They really needed this round, and keeping 4 players alive as well, Danny. I mean, it definitely helps them because Jo was going to be the only person not being able to buy, but because of the round win, he gets that as a bonus as well. But he's going to be able to get dropped from one of his teammates, ensuring that the love is shared just a little bit more.
Well, the lust for money, I'd say that at the very least, shall be spread amongst the players of Nemiga in order to have the most optimal investment. And that's a really good one, all things considering. They were also the victors of the previous round, so you don't really expect anything less from them. But on the side of ex-Marlian, the story is a little bit different. It's a bit more murky. Now, Krivda and Nikita can't really invest. They're just going to play with the mirror pistols, but it is Wrinkle with the AWP holding on middle, waiting for someone to appear. Strikes a little bit too early, prematurely, but not just to escape with his life intact, but it's also Owner, the one player with the AK-47. Now, if anything, on the side of ex-Marlian, you expect those players like Wrinkle, Native, and Owner to try and go for the early engagements. They're the ones that have the teeth to bite with. They have the weapons.
Lollipop holding, waiting for Nikita to peek. It's going to be a double peek here, and he spams one, not expecting the second peek there from Owner. And while he does drop a little bit lower than he would have liked, still above 50 HP, 73 to be exact. Native looking to back up his teammate as there's an inkling in the back of their minds that maybe, just maybe, they've already got some form of presence towards A. They're not looking in the right place right now, though, because Disbalance is pushing up through Connector. Jo's there as well. 40 seconds on the clock. There needs to be a quick execute here. They need to clear these angles. They're playing quite passive. They're playing quite slow here, and I do like it. Smoke goes down inside a Connector. Jo on the wide swing picks him up. But once again, Owner doing all the work here. He's found all 3 kills in a round. Looking for Disbalance. Gets that one on for the ace here as well. So close yet so far. MDS ensures that does not happen. Now on a 2 versus 1. 15 seconds on the clock. MDS, bomb in hand. Needs to get the plant down as quick as possible. Baits out the shot. But it baits him into an early grave. It's a 5th for Marlian.
Well, what a nice attempt from Owner. Very on, goes on for the engagements. Massive frags go his way. And of course, the 3-piece and then the 4 kills at the very end. Definitely is the one player that makes a huge difference. And on the side of ex-Marlian, yes, we were talking about Wrinkle, how he is the one player, the 16-year-old talent that can be one player you have to keep your eyes on and could potentially play in some of the big leagues. But Owner playing some really good Counter-Strike as well. Jo, though, somehow wins the engagement with the Galil. Look at Fox go. He's not slowing down, but will be going down eventually. Owner is quite low in HP.
Oh, really?
Gets himself another one.
Ona somehow still in this round. Molotov falls just a little bit short. Nikita going to be peeking, and okay. Ona has died to his teammate's Molotov. That is the issues of having your teammate Molotov quite close to you. Grifter up close and personal on this A site in a 1 versus 3. Gives away his position. MDS knows exactly where he is now. Just going to be going for the early spam, and the early one doesn't connect. The latter spray does, but just not enough bullets into the chest. It's 5-5 now, an incredibly close game.
Oh, truly competitive. Really, neither team has a substantial edge. I would say in terms of economy, right now Nemiga do have that edge in that sense. But if we were to talk about the individual prowess, and both teams are really having some great individual performances. I mean, in the previous round as well, Nemiga's JO and Box massive frags, but now it's Sprinkle back in middle, and with the AWP, the perfect weapon to work with. But look at Box. Some more early shenanigans from him. Spots out a few players, deals in the damage, but no kills.
By an early default here. Well, at least was attempted by Nemiga. Hasn't worked out too well because there is a single man holding them away from that control with an AWP. Wrinkle, has he not ahead of Box? I don't think he has. Well, he does now, but it's a little too late as Box finds his opponent's head quicker. 2 versus 4 now. They finally get a pick. An AWP and an AK. I mean, there's certainly a chance for them to be able to secure this round, but they need to be clean with it. Jo needs to ensure that every single shot rains out of that AWP connects onto an opponent. Native. We've seen him hold this angle in the past. Usually with a deagle. This time round, it's an AK. Finds the header. Jo. Outbox, 1v4. Lurking round. We know he can find the frags out of nowhere usually. He's finding a pretty easy one there this time round though. 25 seconds on the clock. Box pulls away from the angle at just the wrong moment. He gets punished for it. 6th round for Marlian now. 2 rounds away from securing this first half as their own on their opponent's map pick and Mirage.
Surprisingly as well, Nemiga must have been aware that the previous round they've managed to more or less put ex-Marlian in a very difficult economical state, and they should have expected, some aggression in one shape or form, perhaps from the pistols, or in this case, it was the rifles that would have gone for the aggressive maneuvers, and looks like Nemiga just weren't really prepared for it. And look at this as well. I mean, the scoreline is 6-5. It's Nemiga that are taking the pause. They're taking the tactical timeout. I mean, this is unbelievable. For me, this is definitely showing me that, these two teams really going to make sure they use every single advantage they can trying to win against their opponents. And, of course, take a look at the scoreboard here as well. I mean, again, it's the 2 players of the previous map here from ex-Marlian that are fragging out. It's Wrinkle, it's Owner, and it's not that different on the side of Nemiga. It's, again, the players of earlier. It's Box, it's JO, who are also having a good run of form.
Well, that's one thing to touch on is the fact that Marlian right now have 2 players and 14 kills. Nemiga don't have any players above 10, but the kill disparity is spread out a lot more evenly. Grifter, sorry. Looking for early information. He finds that. Wrinkle picks up 2. I mean, it's an anti-eco round. What do you expect here? Wrinkle just doing some damage. Box looking for some more damage with his Glock, but dropped down to 46 HP. He's getting pushed. He knows it's happening. If he can find the kill onto Wrinkle, would have been quite nice, but just not going to happen. Backed up by Native. It's a 7th for Marlian, and now a buy from Nemiga. AKs are available. Strong majority of that T-side force. Are we going to see it on Box and MDS though? I mean, they want to ensure they've got a decent opportunity in this next round. They're just taking a few moments to think about it. Once again, another tactical timeout. Have a look at these shots from Wrinkle. Really quick, really clean. Incredibly hard to play against that.
For sure, especially if it's a player holding on to the B bomb side. Because at least if it's a player that's holding on, for example, with AWP from Ticket Booth, right? You can check in a Molotov, you can check in a smoke grenade for good measure. That should force the player out of position. That's not really the case with an Opera on the B bomb site. If the Opera is mobile enough, he can be a thorn in your side. He can come out from every single angle, it seems like. He can swing out fast. He can go in for no scopes if you're getting dangerously close. And I'd say for an Opera, in the case of Wrinkle, seems to be the perfect position to be playing from. Nemiga, though, looks like mid-control is on the agenda. Wrinkle with a great early frag. Owner tries to go for more, but it's going to be Jo with the response, even though Jo loses quite a big chunk of his health.
Yeah, it drops down to 15 HP, but still very much in this round. Box, great early initiative there to be able to push up towards Native. Finds that kill. Now gives them that man advantage. Another opportunity here for Nemiga, as they pushed all the way up through connector. I don't think Jo actually spotted anything that he saw there. It was completely smoked off as he pushed all the way through connector, but still got out to exactly where he needed to go. Lollipop taking Nikita out of the round, and as the bomb goes down, Rivda spots out Jo, knows that he's already low, goes for the early kill. Flash quite high up. Mainly going to hit him, though, instead of his opponents. Tries for that frag onto MDS, but just not going to be able to convert it. Wrinkle now, after finding that very clean opening kill, has now just got to hide away. Nothing else he can really find. Well, maybe box, but MDS, you know what? They're hunting him, and I don't know why. They do not have the money to go for these sort of aggressive plays. I mean, he's going to have a buy on the AWP next round either way. Sure, you want to make it more expensive for the CT side, but when you are essentially trying to pay for your weapons with pocket lint and favors, it's probably not the best idea to be pushing into an opponent who can find these very quick, very clean kills with the AWP. A 6th round for Nemiga. They're hoping that they can have a competitive buy here, and well, AKs on all 5 is, I think, is just about as competitive as you can get without grabbing an AWP. ex-Marlian. I don't know if all players are going to have a buy here. Nikita, is there one dropped for him? Yes, there is, as famous. So, rifles on 9 out of the 10 players on the server. With Wrinkle, got his trusty AWP in his back pocket that he saved from the previous round, Danny. This could be a bit of a turning point because there's not going to be a buy in the next round for Marlian. This could be the half secured for Nemiga if they win this round.
Think of this as well from the other perspective. Also, if Nemiga are the ones that end up losing this round, their economy is also going to be in the bin. It's not going to be in a great state apart from the 2 players like Jo and Idis Balance. The other individuals will have to struggle with it quite a bit. And once again, mid-control here from Nemiga. I wouldn't have it any other way. Mid-control has been quite an important piece of the Nemiga offensive, and this has been one of the areas of the map in which they have found more than a few openers. But, oh, speaking of which, though, look at the Palace. It's an early frag from Lollipop. Holds that position for as long as he did and punishes Owner. I can't really blame the players of ex-Marlian. They have started to run low on utility. So instead of hoping and waiting for the eventual push here from Nemiga, they're the ones that try to take matters into their hands.
Lollipop definitely didn't get off scot-free as well. Dropped down to 10 HP. Wrinkle, ooh, uncharacteristic miss from him. Almost gets punished for it as well. Jo takes down Nikita, and well, it looks like Nemiga are going to be able to take this round. Native, no information gained right now. Just holding on the box next to Ticket. Waiting for this smoke to fade. He's trying to use it to the best of his advantage, but he falls down, and I think they're just going to call the save because they know there's realistically nothing they can do in this next round if they don't bring these 3 weapons through. They want to be able to see if they can find that 8th with a better start to the round, but it's all 5 players from Nemiga who are going to survive. It's not really going to affect things too much, of course. We're moving to the final round of the half, but means that there's no ropey buys. They can commit all of that extra money into utility, ensure that their retakes, or their takes to the site, should I say, are a little bit cleaner than usual. Jo finds an easy kill there on the Crypto.
And it's a massive frag as well. If the 3rd rifle is saved, ex-Marlian have a much better purchase heading into this last round of the first half. Right now, I mean, great that they still have Wrinkle on the AWP. I mean, you can see he's been very impactful here in the first half. 19 frags for him. And of course, right below him, we do have Owner as well. He's been putting up some really solid numbers, but yeah, it's some of the other individuals on the side of ex-Marlian, like Native, like Crypto, like Nikita. And now it's Wrinkle once again. Great early frag here on Balance. That shifts the balance just a little bit in favor of ex-Marlian, but Wrinkle, he's not going to slow down. He's going to go for more. That's another pickup for Wrinkle.
Yeah, this is not good for Nemiga. They've allowed Wrinkle to save this AWP, and, well, it's done so much work, but instead it all falls apart in a couple moments' time. MDS finds that kill, Box then picks up 2, and where's your A site now, CTs? Marlian completely fallen to the wayside, and within the space of about 2 to 3 seconds of us thinking this round is going to go to the way of Marlian, it essentially falls apart. Crypto finds himself an AK, though. There's now going to be another one recovered. They've spotted out one inside a palace. There's an opportunity for this retake. Box, one tap to be able to take him out of the round. Jo now, not usually an AWPer, but he's got it in his hands either way. It's 7-7, remember. He's not confident with it. It's Tech 9 in hand, but he didn't hear the plant. He didn't hear the defuse. Oh, yes, he did. Nikita first. Krivda second. Goodbye. We'll take our 8th round. Nemiga, what a round. Jo leaving it just the last moment.
Oh, to the very last few seconds. That's for sure. He played a dangerous game, but luckily for him as well, his opponent was quite low in HP, and so getting rid of him, dispatching of him, was just a tad bit easier. Well, 7-8 is the scoreline here. Nemiga still edged it out, but it's just the one round. Remember, that first half was competitive, really was between the two teams, and I guess we'll have to wait and see how this first pistol plays out. It could set the tide, and well, I was hoping to see some more aggression coming in there from Lonesome Box, but he's just going to hold his position towards Connector. Fair enough, as ex-Marlian, they are expecting some aggression, but they also want to acquire some mid-control.
Speaking of mid-control, peekaboo, here comes Nikita, finds Box, takes him out of the round very, very quickly. The short control here was still here from the CTs, but it's not really going to turn into much. Jo holding quite a close angle towards ramp, and, well, this is a new one. Rotating all the way around through mid, up Connector, through Sniper's Nest, out vent, through shot, on B. Around the world play from the Marlian side, but there's still a man down here, but 2 very healthy players on their side. Disbalance finds one, and Wrinkle, you've got to clutch out this round, but he's run out of bullets, but he's not run out of heart. Hides in the corner, finds one more. It comes down to a 1v1, but the damage is already done. Disbalance. A bullet to the chest is all that's going to be needed. A 9th round here, and the pistol round secured by Nemiga.
All right, there we go. Nemiga, for them, it's massive. And they managed to win this round. It's perfect, really. Which is something you can't really say for ex-Marlian. Surprisingly as well, I mean, look at this. It's just the second round. Early on, not wasting any time, Balance picking up the AWP. That's peculiar.
Yeah, wants to get it sorted. Wants to shut out this game as quick as possible. Balance, I believe the highest rated player in that first game. Balance, oh, see, that's patience. He knows the owner is there now. He's spotting him out. Sure, it might have been an easy kill, but just lulls him into a false sense of security, thinking, okay, well, there's no one holding here. We can rotate maybe another player over towards Palace, or you can continue pushing on through. JO's now going to ping a Molotov down there. He's picked up a single kill so far, looking for another one, but Nikita's going to be able to get the trade. Okay, maybe we need to see a little bit more aggression from this AWPer. Disbalance, you can't throw this opportunity away. Ability now being deployed, but he's caught between a rock and a hard place. Box yet to be spotted out with his MP9 at close range. Takes down Nikita, continues to spam. Not going to be able to find the kill until his second peak. But even then, he drops him low. He doesn't actually convert it into the frag. Now a 2 versus 3 situation with Disbalance not able to find a kill still. And he's on 5 HP. This is probably just going to be a safe call from Nemiga.
Oh, it feels like it. What can the two players do? 2 versus 3 nonetheless. And Balance on the AWP. Not the perfect weapon for a retake, that's for sure.
Certainly not.
And so, yeah, it's going to come down to the save. That is for certain. Save coming in right now here from Nemiga. The AWP being saved is of top priority. Can't really say that's the same for MDS's MP9, though keeping on to it does make sense. And I mean, that's just sometimes the scary nature of these second rounds. Sure, ex-Marlian, they end up losing the pistol, but they get that bomb plant, and you can see how impactful the bomb plant can be. Loads of weapons on the side of ex-Marlian, and they have just enough to penetrate that Nemiga defensive. And for Nemiga, well, I'd say standard practice should be to try and go for the force buy of your own. There we go. Not wasting any time. AWP still for eye disbalance. That's great and all, but it's also, you know, JO on the FAMAS, it's MDS on the MP9, and some of the other players with the pistols.
Yeah, Box on the Deagle, we know that he can be quite influential with that. Lollipop, Pocket AK in the form of CZ75. Is it enough to stay competitive? I would argue no. But if Disbalance can really turn up in this round, maybe I'll be eating my words. Oh, we can do it. Didn't happen in the previous, though, as we would have liked. Or at least they would have liked, we say. Re-rotate now, back towards the A site, it would seem, as Marlian think that they found a bit of a chink in their opponent's armor. This A site has found some success for Marlian in their first round of this half, and they want to see if they can make lightning strike twice in the same spot. No rotates here from the Nemiga as of yet. They are just holding, waiting, staving their time. They have no need to rotate when no information has been given. Well, now the utility comes down. Lollipop's going to drop down to 50 HP. Still holding the same angle after he gets saved by his teammate. Are we going to see this rotate round from B site, though? That's the question. Box with a lovely 1D there to be able to take down Native. Is there anyone else that he can find? Krivda lurking up quite close, glue in hand, but there's a fight inside a mid that he wants to take instead. Information conveyed. Disbalance finds a kill onto Nikita, finds a second one onto Owner as well. Wrinkle and Krivda now, the last two guys remaining on this T side. It was looking almost certain they were going to be able to secure this round until the AWP came into play. The frag onto the MP9 holder. Jo with the FAMAS, able to find one kill. Krivda, 1v3. Can he find the AWP? Yes, he can. Okay, now this is actually a chance for the T side. Bomb is going to get planted. Anyone going to push? Yes, they are. It's a CZ75 spam, mostly through the box, but the bomb does go down. They're going to recover the AWP and secure double digits for this game now. Nemiga just 6 rounds away from securing this best of 3.
Haha, really nice stuff here from Nemiga, picking up the 10th. As for ex-Marlian, I mean, saving grace, the bomb plant. They managed to get that bomb planted, which does give them a nice opportunity to reinvest in this one. And in all fairness, I mean, look at the reinvestment. It's going to be a solid one of that. It is going to be an AWP here in the hands of Wrinkle. It's going to be weaponry also here for ex-Marlian in the form of the AK-47s, and in terms of utility, it's also pretty good. One thing I really want to see is whether Wrinkle can have any success with the AWP. Currently, no mid control from him or his teammates. It's high disbalance's domain.
I would argue a little bit too bold inside of mid. I appreciate the aggression, but it hasn't worked out. You're going up against Wrinkle. He's got 25 frags to his name. He's had a stellar performance in this game so far, and well, iDisbalance finds exactly why he shouldn't essentially disrespect his opponents. I mean, he's getting a bit too aggressive. Native looking for a site control here, but the timing could have been worse. I don't think Lollipop is essentially behind enemy lines at this point. Owner has an inkling. Native is thinking, nah, it's clear. Don't worry about that. See the rotates. The molly now into a Palace. Bot's going to be holding on top of the smoke. It's 50 seconds on the clock, Danny. Marlian needs to make a play.
There you go, Box. Tries to clear out the angle, but doesn't really see anyone. As on the side of Nemiga, looks like we might have to see Jo try to find something here. Nikita jumps up, but still doesn't really see anyone on the side of Nemiga. And now the push finally comes in. Jo with the perfect timing as members of ex-Marlian begin to enter the bomb site. It's Lollipop going down, in fact. Jo at the M44. Waiting for the player to get even closer. It's a triple peak Native. Gonna pick up here on Jo, and with 10 seconds, the bomb plant seems to be going down. Bucks is incredibly low in HP, so should be an easy target, though. Yes, Native is going to swing out wide, secure another round here for ex-Marlian.
It just spotted the head of Native there, did Box, but wasn't able to convert it into the kill. It was just a couple of whiffed shots here and there, and, well, he only needed one to connect. Wasn't able to ensure that happens. It's within one now. It's going to be a level playing field if the T-sides can win this one. 10-10 scoreline, with the economy definitely not in the position that Nemiga want it to be. Could be their downfall. Remember, they've only got one timeout left after committing 3 of them into that first half. Wrinkle getting smoked off. No opportunity for him to be able to find an early peek towards apartments. A relative default setup here from Nemiga.
Yeah, they're not really doing anything too audacious, if I'm being honest. I mean, this is a standard run-of-the-mill setup, but on a round like this, where you do have the pistols, I would have expected some more creativity on the side of Nemiga. Yes. Perhaps some push-down underpass, maybe even a push-down ramp. It's also one of the more standard practices for the CTs to play aggressive at. And with just a whole minute left on the clock as well, I mean, yeah, it's still the same old positions.
This is a good setup if you have weapons, like rifles. The fact that all we're seeing is Box with the scout at this point definitely leaves some things to be desired. Utility soon to be deployed towards this A site. It's almost certain that's going to happen. Nikita. Ooh. Who's going to be able to hold it this time round? Lollipop does have to fall off the angle. Smokes come in, flashes come in. Lollipop going to be returning one of his own. There's the Molotov. Oh, he falls right underneath him. He dropped down to 22 HP, and that does just essentially take him out of the round. Shot there from Box, connects onto the site. Native dropped low, but he continues to spam through the wall, through the smoke. Jo now still on the site holding, but is there really a chance for him to be able to find a kill? I don't think so. Running for the hills is himself right now, as he doesn't want to lose the armor that he gained at the beginning of this one. MDS found himself a scout. Nikita peek in the corner, expecting the Zeus. I don't think so. Disbalance finds himself a little bit of a cheeky kill up close and personal. Picks himself up a deagle as well, I think. Nemiga, all things considered, okay with how that turned out. Would have been nice to find a rifle. Just not available to them.
No, I mean, not really going to find anything here, Nemiga. In fact, I save the free players intact. So the problem is that still not enough money to reinvest in the upcoming round. If anything, money is quite lackluster in that end here for Nemiga. Though, Wrinkle, my question is, will he have what it takes to secure the 30 bomb? Because right now, 25 frags. That is impressive. With the AWP nonetheless. Not in the case of Nemiga, though, it's going to be another simple eco, so he could rack up some more kills to his tally, but most importantly, it's going to be more rounds for ex-Marlian, a perfect opportunity to secure the 11th round, as Nemiga, I mean, they don't really stand a chance against these rifles.
Second round in a row now where they've had to essentially play like this. This is a triple deagle setup with a scout. Are they going to be able to find a couple of kills here? It's a gamble stack on the A site, it would seem, with a lonely player in the form of Box over towards B. No real presence over there as of yet, so he's safe for now. Nikita and co looking to take mid control. It's a kind of a standard default setup, but a little bit more laid back. Instead of getting that control, they've actually just opted to, well, wait to see if the CTs push up. And, well, Wrinkle is going to be able to find that pushing CT in the form of Jo. Is there anyone else who wants to try their luck? Just 4 kills away now is Wrinkle from that 30 bomb. So unfortunate if he hits it and they still lose the game, but we'll wait and see how it pans out. MDS thinking about peeking. I mean, it didn't work out for your teammate. I wouldn't recommend it, but...
Ooh. This balance, though, inflicting the damage. MDS
wow,
and
he
Box
actually got
as
Wrinkle.
well. Oh, that's so good, MDS. Now he's got the AWP to work with Owner. Knows the positioning here of Box, but this would be a perfect round for Nemiga to just try and save. But I think Box wants to try and go for this one. Krivda should be able to secure the frag here in box, but seems to be struggling quite a bit. Owner shall and will secure the frag here in box. I am certain of it, though.
Or not. Okay. The USPS at close range, apparently. Lethal as all hell. Krivda is going to be able to secure the round, but, I mean, it made my heart flutter a little bit. I thought there was going to be a chance for Nemiga to be able to secure that round, but it's just not going to happen. The AWP doesn't find a kill, and that's actually quite surprising. I would have fully expected Krivda to get taken down there by the AWP and then the USPS getting taken down, but instead we see the other way around. It's the USPS finding the kill and the AWP finding nothing.
And imagine in a world in which the USP, as well as the AWP, they both get the frags. That's it. That's the victory here for Nemiga.
Yeah.
So definitely was a very close round. That's for sure. Ex-Marlian need to be way more careful in the upcoming rounds if they want to secure victory here on Mirage, though. It's a quick one. Owner moving in. They'll not going to be quick enough. Lollipop and I disbalance with the pickups. Nikita, though, with response here on Lollipop, but there's the spam from Box and Crypta. Not going for the bomb plant just yet. The Molotov spanner in the works, and JO and Box. They have lost a little bit of HP, but they have slowed down the round in its entirety. So all they have to do right now, Nemiga, is just wait. They are more than aware of Krivda's positioning. They know they have to wait, but it's Wrinkle who has to move in.
Holding, waiting, Winkle with the flick, hits the first shot, Box with the trade. Krivda now going to be holding on to the site in a 1 versus 2. Spot ahead of iBalance, knows where he is. Isn't going to be able to swing in time. It's 11-11, a level playing field. An AWP and an AK save for the CTs. This could be quite brutal. Marlian in a position where they can't really commit economically. Wrinkle could drop deagles to everyone to ensure everyone's at least equipped with some form of weaponry, but they're definitely not going to be buying into anything fully automatic. Timeout's going to be called by Marlian. Let's have a look at this setup here from Box. The nice swing there, using the smoke to his advantage. And, well, he only had 1 bullet left in the clip after taking down his final opponent. Nice 3K from him to secure that site. And what was almost the retake as well. I mean, Marlian, they had to fall off the bomb plant just because the amount of utility, the amount of presence that Nemiga were putting on to that A site. And that's something new, right? We haven't seen them rotate that many people that quick, that fast onto the A site ready for their opponents. And it worked out wonderful.
The reason being is that Nemiga, they managed to hold on for as long as they did on the A bomb set. And yes, the rotation was swift on the back of, okay, guys, this definitely feels like the A site commitment. Ex-Marlian, I mean, they really get shut down entering the bomb, so they had no success there, even though we saw some players like Owner getting very close. I mean, he was practically on the side trying to run and gun down his opponent, but the flashbangs, as we saw on the side of Nemiga, were just that tad bit more precise. As for Ex-Marlian, though, gonna keep things simple, I think. The 4 players gonna enter the B bomb site, though the positioning of Nikita is somewhat interesting. Is he gonna be the first man of contact, or is he just gonna try to look for some engagements? Well, smoke grenades bringing in the B bomb side, and yes, for the USP should be the perfect weapon to dispatch of his opponents, though
Good molly song.
JO helps him out as well. The bomb dropped on the side. This round is gonna come to an abrupt end.
Bomb is dropped in no man's land. There's no opportunities now for Marlian to really do much. I mean, there's a opportunity for a frag maybe in Nikita here, but nope. Lollipop spots him out at just the right time. Wrinkle looking for that elusive 28th kill, and he does get it. Looking for a 29th as well when he picks that one up now, just 1 away from the 30 bomb. As he does some damage here, the flash goes off. He looks for the peak. Is he going to be able to find anyone inside of apartments? While the round might be over, you can still find some kills and make this expensive for the CTs, who don't have the best economy right now. JO able to hit that first shot, and that just throws the aim all over the place with aim punch. No armor will do that to you. It's a 12th round on Nemiga now.
Great thing that Nemiga manages to keep up the pace. But it's also scary that, you know, just the 2 players that are dying to had lonesome opponent in the form of Wrinkle. That's the one weird thing, right?
Look at this
one. Wrinkle is just so good with the deagle. And just really good with any weapon for that matter. He has been playing some really good Counter-Strike. I mean, 29 frags already. Where some of his other teammates, I mean, they've been struggling here. Nikita, Native, even Owner, who initially looked like, yep, second fragger, helping out Wrinkle. Right now, there's a very big disparity between Wrinkle and Owner.
29 kills, 0 assists. He does not allow his teammates to help him out in any way. This is my kill, get away from it. If I deal damage to somebody, I'm getting the kill, is essentially what Wrinkle said to the rest of his team. But yeah, this is something that I was touching on in the first half. It's kind of changed as we transition over to the second half now. But what we were seeing was we were seeing Wrinkle, we were seeing Owner really at the forefront of the ex-Marlian squad when it came down to the frags. As a matter of fact, I don't know if Owner's got a kill in this half, because if I remember correctly, he was on 14 kills at the end of the first half as well. It was them two at the top and no one else near them. Now what we're seeing is Native, Krivda, stepping up to the plate, finally getting kills underneath their name, whereas what we saw earlier on was Nemiga, all 5 players getting kills, all 5 of them being effective, but only a couple on Marlian. That's now changed, and now we're seeing a more competitive side. I think now that all 5 players on the side of Marlian are kind of awake, ready to actually find some frags, the direct correlation between that and them actually finding some more rounds. Jo finding the opening kill, though, as I say that. Owner not ready to find a frag in this round as gets taken down through the Molotov and up short.
Oh, it's definitely some direct impact here. Native, what a beautiful shot here. Lollipop opens up the A-bomb so that he was the only defender. And so ex-Marlian have a really good chance. They have a really good opportunity to get that bomb planted. There we go. The bomb is going to get planted. Now it will be players of Nemiga trying to go for the retake, the UMP at hand, but Native is that tad bit quicker. And you can see ex-Marlian challenging the players, and rightfully so. That's costing extra time here for Nemiga and extra manpower, as all the players will be going down. Ex-Marlian, a stellar round.
Everything happened within such a short period of time. It's hard to follow. But ex-Marlian, I can say, it was clean. 4 players surviving at the end of that one. Ensures more and more economy staying with them. 12-12 now, a level playing field. Box looking for that early pick, and it's just not going to happen. Wrinkle, 31 kills now. He's broken the mark. Anything else he gets now is just, well, padding of stats on HLTV, essentially. Ain't going to go in. Krivda, it deals a solid 1 damage to MDS. He's not going to be concerned about that in any way, shape, or form. And now we're setting up for a B push, it would seem, from the T side. As the smoke fades, they're working out how to execute on this one. Smoke going to go in. To be able to block off that AWP angle. Inside of shot. MDS is still the only person on B who needs to get some rotates, especially with the utility coming in now. It needs to happen right this second. And they're still waiting. Some presence side of mid. Lollipop finds one, but MDS, oh, they have no idea he's there. He swings. He's only going to be able to get body shots. It's not going to be enough. An AWP shot through the smoke from Jo, but he's just got to save this one now. There's no opportunity to be able to secure this round, but we need to make sure they have the weapons for the next one. It's going to be a 13th round for ex-Marlian. Their opponent's map pick of Mirage going their way so far.
12-12. This is going to be an interesting turnaround, perhaps, for ex-Marlian. It's a massive round they've just picked up. That puts Nemiga in a very difficult state in terms of money. Yes, there's still JO's AWP. Yes, there's still the AK-47 in the hands of Lollipop. But it's still not going to be enough money to have a proper investment moving forward, because every single player, yeah, they're about at $2,000. That's not enough to get a proper investment going. This is just one of those rounds where you got to wonder that, yeah, Nemiga, even though they have that AWP here in the hands of Idle Balance, they have that AK-47 here for the Lollipop, they perhaps have to go for something bigger than that. And it's going to be a forced buy. It will be the MP9 here in the hands of JO. Some utility on the other members here for Box and MDS. It's a forced buy, and it's definitely not a good investment. It's quite lackluster. In terms of weaponry, that's for sure. Nice to see some utility at play, but again, no diffuse kits. If it comes down to the retake scenario, there's really nothing much the members of Nemiga can do. They're going to have to be very quick about it.
there's been so many rounds for both ex-Marlian and more Nemiga, realistically, but it has happened for ex-Marlian as well, where they've got maybe, let's say, 3 players with actual weapons, and the other 2 players have just been down on pistols because the economy is just so fragmented. People have been buying up in situations where they don't need to, and forcing in situations where maybe it was better to save with the rest of the team. These hero type of plays where you go for a hero AK, hero AWP or something like that just hasn't been working. And I feel like you need to have a little bit more strict policies on when to buy, when not to buy. You also need to see some impact here from Idis Balance, and wow, misses the first shot, hits the second. Uncharacteristic from the first. Looks shots the head of Ola though, finds that one, looking for a third onto Nikita, and that was a really sloppy interaction from both of them, as a matter of fact. Nikita does get punished for it. Molotov gonna go down into Sandwich. Lollipop gonna be safe, but 4 players left for Nemiga. Wrinkle, on the other hand, the only player left for the T side. It's looking like a 13-13, but he's got the bomb. He can rotate round towards this B site. If he can get B site control, what you mentioned earlier about the lack of defuse kits really becomes a factor.
That's going to be a massive, well, that could potentially be a problem. But in
There's
the
8
case
seconds
of
on the clock,
Wrinkle,
though.
at least the AWP gets saved, right? I mean,
Yep.
that's the one good thing here for ex-Marlian, that at least they have the AWP saved. Even the worst case scenario, they really could have reinvested into it. You know, Krivda could have actually bought the weapon here for Wrinkle if that would be necessary.
Yep.
But it's just keeping that extra weapon at bay, because right now ex-Marlian's economy is not in the best state. But look at Idis Balance as well. The replay here, quite surprising that we saw this weird engagement that he had against the opponent, Nikita, I believe it was.
Yep.
And so Nikita could have potentially saved at least one of his teammates' life if he would have gotten the frag just a tad bit quicker. But as we saw, that simply wasn't enough. And that's just the danger, right? That's just the danger you have to face if one of your opponents has saved the AWP, because one AWP has been saved here for ex-Marlian. That's going to be Wrinkle. And if there's one player you want to keep your eyes on right now, or at least give him the breathing room to work in this round, it's going to be Wrinkle. Give him as much space as possible that he could potentially go out there, look for the opening frags, potentially open up one of the bomb sites, and then have the remaining players just pour in the site. That's the one thing you expect right now from Wrinkle. It's quite, I know it's a tall order, even for a player that has 31 frags to his name, but he's going to have to step up if he wants to have some of the members here of ex-Marlian at least have a chance.
Most of these rounds have come down to whether or not Wrinkle gets the opening pick with this AWP, and that's not great. I mean, it's okay because it's been happening. Wrinkle's been hitting those shots, but obviously there's been plenty of opportunities where it hasn't happened. So much so that Nemiga's been able to secure 13 rounds. It's a level playing field right now. We could essentially be at overtime. This could be a 0-0 scoreline. Everyone's got weapons. This is level.
Oh,
Start the game again at this point. Yeah, disbalance. This is good, but I don't know if there's actually going to be a rotate, Danny. What do you think? I mean, this looks almost certainly a B push. And Native. Oh, he doesn't get out the window in time. JO's going to be able to spam him even though it's completely blind. They fall into the Molotovs as well. Oh, okay. This is not the way that Marlian expected that round to go. One mistake completely stopped the momentum. He jumped into the window frame instead of out the window, stood inside the Molotov for just a couple of seconds longer than you need to before he could fall out of the window, dead, along with the rest of his team. It's a 14th round for Nemiga now, and look at the buy. What buy, should I say, for Marlian? It doesn't exist, and another tactical timeout has to be called. This is looking like an almost guaranteed 15th round map and series point for Nemiga.
Oh, looks like someone forgot to practice his agility skill on Rune Escape. That's the reference right there. But
happens to the best of us. I was usually a woodcutter myself. Woodcutting 100, and it's like, cool, problem solved.
No. Only 99, Cody. Remember? You can only max it out to 99. I think now you can actually reach even on some of the skills 120. I think dungeoneering is one of the skills in which you can reach 120, the 120th skill level.
Danny, it has legitimately been about 13 years, if not a little bit longer. 13, 14 years since I touched RuneScape. So anything they did past, what year would that be? 13 years ago, we're looking like late 2000s. I would not know what you're talking about. My little memory, my little kid memory, believes that level 100 was available. Clearly I was wrong. 99 only. And Marlian, well, they're hoping that their memories as kids of winning some decent CS games is going to come true this time round, but it doesn't look like it's going to be possible in this one. At least not for round number 28, because 3 players spam down low, barely getting any trade damage in. Only 60 damage onto box. All things considered, that's nothing. Considering the price they've had to pay. MDS, close angle. Was Crypto going to be expecting this? Well, doesn't matter if he was expecting it. Gave away his position with the gun barrel. MDS takes him out of the round. Now a man advantage. But the solo Galil is doing some damage. It's helping out with the pistol buy as well. Box finds 3. Looking for the 4th to close out the round. It's just not going to happen. Wrinkle covers himself an AWP. But the second he gets his claws, his clutches on it, he's shut down by Jo. 15-13 now, Danny. Is there a chance? Do you see a world where Marlian can still take this to 15-15?
I mean, it's just the 2 rounds, isn't it? It's just the mere 2 rounds, so absolutely, there's a chance, but I love this replay here as well because, I mean, it felt like even Box himself just wasn't really aware that he actually got that 3rd guy as well entering the bomb site. I was barely aware of it. So that's really impressive here for Nemiga to hold on once again, even though it was just against the beer pistols, but it's definitely a dangerous game right now. Ex-Marlian, though, ooh, losing a little bit of HP here. Nikita, just on 41, still very much alive, but you can see the aggressive maneuver here from Nemiga, inflicting some damage, and not a lot in return, so that's the good thing. And of course, they've shown some presence here in the lower tunnel, so if you're Ex-Marlian, you're going to be very careful on the mid approach, because you have no idea whether there's still someone here at the lower tunnels, or perhaps someone's playing close by middle.
So the lack of information is certainly not going to help them out here. Nade committed by Jo to hopefully catch someone off guard, pushing up underpass, but that's not going to be the case. Nikita holding quite passive in that position. Smokes go down inside a connector, one inside a sniper's nest as well. The molly goes down to be able to force Nikita into an awkward angle. Tips down for 3 damage from that molly. Nothing major, but still within a dangerous position. Now the push over towards B. 2 players holding this right now. One of them being MDS. The other being Disbalance. What can they find? Disbalance with 2. Box with 1. Krivda trades it back, though. Is there going to be an opportunity to be able to get some more kills? They need to happen sooner rather than later. Disbalance taken out of the round by the swing from Owner, but Jo and MDS ensure there is no more opportunities, and they call it there. Nemiga, they secure the best of 3 in a 2-0 fashion. Commiserations to Ex-Marlian, who put up a hell of a fight in that second map. But their map pick of Dust 2 not going their way really, really hurt them this overall series.
For sure. I mean, they were definitely really hoping to secure that Dust 2 victory. Now, I'm sure they must have done some research and looked through some of the games of Nemiga, how well they've played in the demos. But in all fairness, yeah, they get spanked on the very first map there in Dust 2. And on Mirage, it ends up being somewhat of a close affair. In fact, no, it ends up being a very competitive second map. The problem is, though, I'm not sure if Ex-Marlian had the same level of preparation they had on a map like Dust 2. And perhaps one of the bigger problems as well is that, yes, we had a great performance from Wrinkle, but some of the other players were missing from Ex-Marlian.
That was a stellar performance from Wrinkle. There's no question about that. 32 kills, I think he ended the game on, if not 33. But the fact that he was the only person kind of at that upper echelon, there was no one pushing that upper 20s, right? There was no 25, 26s. I believe there was a 24, but that's it. That still had a player in single digits, if I remember correctly. Either way, we do now have our first 2 teams moving through to our winner bracket final of Group A. And in our elimination game, Khan and Ex-Marlian move down to the elimination game. Who is going to drop out? Who knows? But who's going to be our first team to qualify through to the main event? Nemiga going to be up there with Entropic. Our next game, though, of course, is going to be K23 versus 100 Ping Gods. That's going to be coming in just a few moments' time. But before we chuck away to a break, Danny, any closing thoughts on that best of 3? Of course, commiserations to ex-Marlian, but Nemiga, they go up against Entropic. Anything you wanted to say before we chuck away?
I'm just happy that my prediction, again, comes through. At least right now, it's the 1-1 record. We'll see how things go. But for Nemiga, for sure, props to them. They were really playing some good Counter-Strike, and at the very end, they managed to close things out 2-0.
Yeah, definitely. Well, guys, we're going to be chucking it away to a short break. We'll be back in around about 30-45 minutes for the next game, being K23 versus 100 Ping Gods. Grab yourself a snack, grab yourself a drink. We'll see you very soon.